Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, Doc Hamels here, Chautauqua Sunrise, and good morning. Happy Saturday to all of you. For those of you who are watching us live, it's 22 degrees here in Mayville. Woo! It kind of cooled down. Yesterday morning was like in 36, and I took the dog out this morning. It was a lot different. Wowza. Anyways, we're in December. I suppose it's supposed to get a little cooler, but really no complaints about the snow so far. For those of you that are near the lake, we hardly have any snow. We were just talking earlier, those that live on the lake, there is no snow. One of the nice features of living near Lake Erie. But for those that live inland, I understand you had a little bit more snow than that. Anyways, I want to say good afternoon for all of our listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. Thanks for checking in with us Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. So glad you could join us. We have a great show in store for you today. This is going to be ear candy for you. We have music, live music here today. So please do stick with us and stay tuned because you're going to enjoy this show today. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, whatever to the world. We're streaming live as we have been right along. And so we could be showing up anywhere in the world. I know we show up in Holland and down into various states of the United States, down into Belgium and so forth. So glad you could join us, and do leave a note. We'd love to hear from you and see what you think of the show today, or just give us a little like so we know that you were here. For those of you that are interested, anywhere in the world, our area code is 716-753-5225 if you want to call in. If you have a question or comment for me, our guest, if you have an announcement for your club or organization, give us a call. Like to share it with the world. And I know many of you, the organizations, they don't have a big advertising budget, so this is a great way to get the word out for your activities and so forth. So I just made a note to myself, 18 days left till Christmas. Justin, you got your shopping done? Almost. Emerald? Most of it. Me? Zero. Okay. Oh, for us guys. Oh, you don't have to buy me anything. Just show up every Saturday morning with a big smile on your face. Okay, thanks. Okay, so we have a few announcements, so not a whole lot. So that means we're going to have more time for music. So let's just dig right into it. And speaking of music, we're going to start with our friends over at Infinity in Jamestown. It says pancakes. This must be something new. I don't know. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts will be holding a pancake breakfast with Santa at Lakewood's neighborhood Applebee's located on Fairmount Avenue. The event will take place next Saturday, December 14th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tickets are only $6, and each ticket is good for all you can eat pancake, bacon, and beverages. Randy, are you listening? You can take, okay, you heard that. All right, let me say that again. $6 for all the pancakes, bacon, and beverages you can consume. Tickets can be purchased at the Infinity Center online or at the door of the event. All proceeds, of course, support music and arts instruction for area youth at the Infinity Center in Jamestown. And here's a teaser. 2 weeks from today, Infinity students were going to be performing their holiday showcase for us. So I can't wait for that show that's coming up. All right. This is a late announcement. It's in process right now, but just as a reminder, if you are interested, they are packing packages for the military over at the Fluvanna Community Church. That's the Blue Star Moms, and they are in process right now. But if you have foods, Christmas cards, cookies, anything that you want to send overseas, head on down there. Catch me later. That's how important this is. Or you can go down there probably right up till about noon, but I went down there last year, and it's unbelievable. They packed over 1,000 care packages that goes everywhere where military are in the world. So good on them. Okay, last week I think I announced the wrong date on this because it was written wrong, so I'm going to self-correct this next announcement. It's the Chautauqua County Historical Society Holiday Open House, which is Sunday, December 8th. We said the 9th, but that's what it said, but I looked it up and it can't be right. So it says here, the Historical Society will say goodbye 2019 with its annual holiday open house on December 8th at the McClurg Museum in Westfield, just down the road. The open house provides an annual opportunity for visitors to learn more about the museum and the Historical Society. It's free of charge. The day will feature music provided by the McClurg Street String Band, which is comprised of music students from Westfield Academy and Central School under the direction of the acclaimed Grammy Award-winning and friend of all of ours that are in the room right now, Westfield Music Director Kent Knappenberger, the Beard. Guests will also get an update and a first-hand look at various renovations, projects that are underway, and which have also been completed in the museum. As with past years, the event will also have refreshments and delectable desserts provided by trustees, volunteers, and members of the society. There's no cost to attend the open house. It will take place, again, December 8th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the McClurg. And if you want more information, give them a call at 326-2977. Okay, then we have some training by CASIC. It's called More Power, More Control, a look at the dynamics of abuse in the home. Presenters are Diana Butcher and Sheridan White. It's being held December 10th at the Salvation Army, 83 South Main Street in Jamestown from 9 to 12 p.m. It's free of charge, and it can be used for continuing professional hours, continuing education hours. It's 2.5 hours worth if you need to have that. So again, more power, more control, a look at dynamics of abuse in the home, December 10th. Okay, also there's parenting classes for active parenting. We've talked about this in the past. This is for parenting children ages 5 through 12. Oh, those golden years. It's going to be held again on the 11th of December. They've already had one session. Time 12 to 2 p.m. The place is at the Mental Health Association at 31 Water Street, door 14, Suite 7. At the Gateway Center. Wow, that's a big address. And it's being sponsored by the United Way of Southern Chautauqua County. Okay, and then just as a reminder, you can purchase Chautauqua gift cards that can be used at, 150 different merchants throughout Chautauqua County. And these are great gift cards that you can buy anywhere from $5 up to $500. And you can pick them up at the Chamber of Commerce at 366-6200 or give them a call at 484-1101 or go to any one of the merchants in the area. And last year they sold over $135,000 worth of these cards. So, I mean, they're popular. What a great gift. And we always talk about keeping it local, keeping it small. So I encourage you to do that. And finally, I know, short day, right? Christmas in the Vineyards, December 14th, next week, from noon to 4 p.m. The Grape Discovery Center, our good friends over there at 8305 West Main Street in Westfield. They're having a children's craft corner, complimentary cookies for children, visit with Santa, he's getting around that day, and live holiday music from 1 to 3. Festive beverages available for purchase, a holiday basket raffle, custom gift baskets are available, and everyone is welcome. If you have questions or want more information, give them a call at 326-2003. The Grape Discovery Center is a nonprofit 501c3 organization. So see how simple that is? If you have an announcement, just send it to us via email, or you can drop it off at the station here, or you can call in and talk to us live. All right, we're going to take a breather real quick. This has been a real short announcement period, and we're going to have lots of good music coming up for you here shortly. So Jeff, roll that tape, and we'll be right back.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Okay, we're back. And as you all know, I talk about this quite often throughout the year about music, playing and performing and that sort of thing. But it's almost as equal pleasure is to have other musicians in the house and people that I've known and played with from time to time, sat in with them. And I was just thinking, when I was talking about the McClure Mansion, we played there out in the gazebo that time, remember? So I want to welcome back to the station, to the show, Sue Tillotson and Jim Cunningham. They've got a brand new CD we're going to be talking about today, and I'll let them tell you all about it. And you've brought instruments and all that sort of thing. But because we're streaming live, there are people that have never met you before. Because we're on WRFA, perhaps people never heard you before. So we don't know. So we want to make sure people know all about you. So Sue, you've been playing a violin. Do we call it violin or fiddle, or both?
Today I'm playing fiddle.
So what's the difference between a fiddle and a violin?
Well, a funny answer is, I'll say that one first. The violin has strings, the fiddle has strings.
Oh.
No, but anyway, it's what you play.
That's how you play it.
It's
All right.
what you play, really.
Okay.
It's how you play it, but it's what you play. The
Okay.
violin is, classical for listening music, and the fiddle is usually folk dance.
Okay.
And, it's meant to make people move and dance, too.
All right. So
Now, I've also heard the difference between the two is about $40 an hour.
Yeah. There's no difference in the instrument. I mean,
Okay. All right. So how long have you been playing?
since I was 9.
So about 10 years.
Right. Give or take a few.
Give or take a few.
Yeah.
So, but now, but you play you do more than just play. You teach and you have your
Right.
groups. And can
Yep.
you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I am a Suzuki violin teacher. That's coming up on like 39 years. So that's really been quite a joy. And about 1999, I got fit by the Scottish fiddle bug. So the kids get violin and fiddle at the same time. A fiddle club became, kind of just spawned out of that whole thing, the Bonnie Lock Fiddlers. And then the Bonnie Lock Fiddle Club. And now that has expanded to the Bonnie Lock Fiddle Club and Scottish Fiddle Orchestra.
You have an orchestra?
Well, we're forming one.
Wow.
This
is news. Breaking news. I haven't heard this
There
before.
actually is a Scottish Fiddle Orchestra, and it's fantastic. And they're actually coming here the first time.
Super.
Not here, but to the
Yeah.
States. So, and they have bagpipes. They have all instruments, and it's really, really just gets your blood moving. So, and I have a lot of middle-aged to older adults that just love their music and love their music stands, and so we're going to do it.
Oh, wow. True confession, I'm one of the few people that has bagpipe CDs, and I can only play them when there's nobody but me and the dog. I just love it. I just love it.
Yeah.
So do you play primarily one type of music, or?
Well, I am in a classical trio, so I do weddings.
Okay.
And I sometimes sub with the Jamestown String Quartet whenever they need me. And then playing with Jim. That's probably the big band.
The big band.
The main band.
Yeah.
So yeah, whatever people want.
So you're kind of versatile.
We've done Swedish music, and I like that a lot. Today's the Jewel Mark, so Swedish things going on all over Jamestown today.
Very good. Very good.
And but not me. I just get to be a watcher today.
Okay.
So yeah.
But you know, I've often talked about lifelong learning and lifelong musical learning. When you pick up an instrument, if you stick with it, look what you can do all your life. I mean, we're all veteran musicians in the room here, and I've known so many people there. And Jimmy, you'll know what I'm talking about. The instrument's under the bed, or it's in the closet, or it's just sitting in the basement getting damp. People forget about it, but there's great joy in still playing in forever. I mean, just ever.
And that's what I find. That's why I find the folk music is really has been really a changer for that. I mean, I feel like you can learn how to play the violin and be a classical player, but you may not ever get into an orchestra. We do have our lovely community orchestra in Jamestown, and lots of people keep playing in. But if you learn to play folk music, I mean, it's taken me, to Scotland 7 or 8 times, and you just learn that it's a lifelong thing. You can walk into any session. By the way, we have a very lively session now in Erie, our traditional Celtic session. We're having it every second Sunday. So
where's that held?
That's held at the U-Pick 6 Tap House on State Street.
Okay. And a lot of people don't know that that's a technical term, session. It's basically a jam session, right?
It is.
Anybody shows up and somebody picks a song, you start playing. What's the key? What key is it in? And off you go.
That's right. Yeah.
Sometimes we're not restricted by keys.
Yeah. And that's where all levels, I have students who go to that, and there's older adults that go to it. So, I have kids who just probably will always find a place to play the fiddle,
Hey, and that's the joy of just playing. Just the play is just great joy.
Well, I think that's a big thing with the sessions, because there are all sorts of levels, and there's always something you can learn off of somebody there. The only real restriction as such that there is on there is that it's got to be Celtic-ish type of music. It's not an open mic where somebody can cut into some bluegrass or something. There's venues for that.
Right.
Focus on the Irish, Scottish, and such.
So are you Scottish?
I am.
And are you Scottish?
Just a little.
It might be a little bit in there.
But you're Irish?
There's some in there. Every now and then they update my ancestry spit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So Scottish, Irish, and Welsh is where I am.
Because Will and he's the Scotsman and I'm the Irishman in the group. So I was wondering if you had the same combination. So
we
Jim
came that way through music, though. I mean, he had all this Irish and I had all this Scottish, and we just kept saying, "You got to hear this, you got to hear this." When we first started.
I think that's also just going on is like for the learning. There was a period for a long time, pull a guitar out, and then after a while, I guess you get bored with it. All right, put it away, and a month later, you pull it out again and stuff. But now, since we've gotten together, there's just so much stuff that's out there. There's always something else to learn.
Absolutely.
Instead of just getting bored with this, and then branching out into the Swedish
and
into
more instruments to buy.
Quebec.
Never have enough instruments. So how long have you been playing together?
We were trying to figure that out. Did we ever figure it out?
I got the stats someplace. We'll rough it to like 12,
15, something like that.
Something like that.
I know we crossed the 10 mark a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That says a lot, because it's hard to keep playing with the same group or person.
Yeah.
I seem to go a few years and then something happens and you start over again. But anyway, so Jim, tell us a little bit about your background in music.
Well, I started guitar in 1967.
Would that be the British invasion?
For me, it was more the Ventures.
Oh.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I think one of the sessions, I had to cut into a little bit of Walk Don't Run just to see if I still knew it, and you see people remembering it, but not quite. But I did that, and then I wanted to be Eric Clapton. I went through my rock period, and we all survived that.
Yeah, somehow.
now when I pull out electric, I want to be more Chet Atkins, and that's not going to happen anytime soon.
So, far as I know, you and I are like 2 of maybe 3 or 4 people that play a bouzouki in Chautauqua County. Is that true?
That's 1 or 2 more people than I was aware of.
Because I met
I
somebody
know
a long
that
time
you played
ago.
with it, but there's not much that's there.
So, and a bouzouki to me, I just tell people it's like a long neck mandolin, basically.
It's all part of the same family there, and I've seen that. I'm sure you have too, where you're out performing and somebody will come up.
Oh my gosh!
Particularly
all the time.
People of the bluegrass background and the mandolin background. It's just something that's so new for this area.
Yeah. Well, how many times do you have people say, "Is that a banjo?" I go, "No." Hey, well, what is it? I don't know what that thing is, and that gets more attention.
I remember the first time I saw somebody playing in a coffee house that JCC used to have, back in the '80s, and what is that? Is it this? And the guy said bouzouki. He's like, bouzouki?
Yeah, like a bazooka.
Yeah.
You have another instrument here, so could you just maybe tell us a little bit about it before you play it later on?
Well, this is the same thing, only different. It's and that's this is sittern.
Sittern.
And it's all part of the same family.
Right, just a lot more strings.
Well, and when you look at the man who made it, well, what do you want? Do you want an 8-string sittern or a 10-string sittern? What's the difference? Well, one has 8 strings, and that's the bouzouki is a little bit longer fret scale.
Right.
There's a mandolin somewhere around here. It just fills out a different voice. I just have this one tuned on an open chord, which is different than almost anybody else I've ever heard. There's one player that years ago playing it. I contacted him to how he had it tuned, and he told me, and I've always stayed with this.
Great sound. Okay, so let's stop with the chatting and let's do some music. What you going to play for us today? Well, let's talk about your CD first. Let's talk about that. So this is not your first CD.
Correct.
And in fact, last time you were here, you were kind of playing some of the stuff off of that CD, if I remember.
I think so, yeah.
So let's talk about it. I have a copy here. In fact, I'll hold it up because these guys have instruments, so we can zoom in on it. And it's got a great title for it. Should be a name of a band.
It will be.
All right, Water Horse. So tell us about where the idea came from, what Water Horse is all about, and anything you want to tell us.
Well, the Lullaby of the Water Horse is a tune that I learned. It was one of the first ones I learned. And it goes along with the legend that every loch or lochen is inhabited by a mythical creature, a kelpie or a water horse. And as the legend goes, it may appear to you as a beautiful white horse and sings this lullaby to you, and you jump on its back and it dives in the water and you're never seen again.
Oh, that wasn't my happy ending I was thinking of.
Well,
that's how you keep the kids from putting their feet on
the Keep them in bed. Tell it to the children to keep them safe.
Okay.
There's a lot of water out in there over there. So, and I'd always wanted to record it. So then I thought, oh, let's just, or you maybe came up with the idea, let's call it that. And then we found this awesome kind of an image of it, and that's how it happened. So I will play that tune a little bit later.
Okay, when I saw on Facebook that you had released this, and I go, what a great title! I love it, Water Horse, and it has visions of even the Loch Ness monster or whatever.
Exactly.
Just
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's the vision I had too. Is like that something blue, sort of misty. It's sort of there, but it's not there.
Yeah. Well, and then you guys have that, and then we have the unicorns and leprechauns and all that good stuff. So we all have these mystical things there. So what are you going to play for us first? Let's get some music going here.
Go ahead, tell.
All right. Well, we're going to be doing "Haste to the Wedding," and which is definitely the most familiar of the ones in this set. Second one, "Hats Off to Dodd." I've only heard that really from our friend Ron, who taught it to us.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day, Ida Morning.
Right.
So this is all one, like a medley?
Yeah, it's a medley of jigs.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And for those that don't know what a jig is, how would we describe a jig?
Pineapple, 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 pineapple.
It's the timing, right?
That's the timing,
Okay,
right.
so,
yeah.
all right.
It's a triple kind of thing,
All right,
yeah.
here we go.
One thing about the rock days, didn't have to worry about tuning so much.
Okay, and this is coming right off of your CD.
That is
Warhorse.
correct.
All right, this is the first cut. Terrific.
Thank you.
You know, I know you might say, "Oh, that has nothing to do with this," but part of that song or that line up there reminded me some of the music from the movie The Last of the Mohegans. Is that
Well, then you're in
Well,
for
stay
a treat, 'cause
tuned.
That's coming up.
Oh, is it? Oh, I love that song. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's coming
so
up.
tell me a little bit about those songs. Are they old? Are they relatively new? What's the history on those?
Oh, I don't know.
I'd
Guess
say
they're all old.
Irish. We know the House to the Wedding is Irish. It's been around, isn't it, or is it Scottish?
I'm going with Irish.
Yeah, I think so. And we don't know. That's up to Dodd. We learned from a friend, and we just really liked it. The last one, Christmas Day Out of Morning, is a Shetland tune, a very common tune from the Shetland Isles, which is above Scotland up there. So it's a kind of a international set of jigs.
Well, that was terrific.
Well, I think I find a lot. Like you try to research where this song come from, and it all depends on who you ask.
Exactly.
You ask an Irishman.
We
stole it from
those guys.
You ask an Englishman, what tune?
Well, like the song "Red Is the Rose." The Irish stole it from the Scots because that's Loch Lomond, and they rewrote it, right? So there's a lot of that going back.
Variations on the theme there too. It's regardless, whoever wrote it's not going to fuss about it one way or the other.
They're long gone anyways, probably.
Fine.
So these are traditional folk songs. So tell us a little bit about the recording process. It's always interesting to me and perhaps some of the listeners and viewers. So where did you do all this?
How long do you have?
How about the short version?
This one was a bit.
Lot of
there
work.
was a lot of trials and tribulations for this one, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's just almost everything, certainly everything that's on here, it's all a bunch of bits and pieces. You take all the pieces and you record them up, and then you get them in the studio and you put them together. And a lot of what you do is like you've learned it by playing it live and refine it to, this is what we want to have. And then when we actually do the recording, we'll just record this one piece, and we set what's called a click track, which is just a metronome that tells you here's what you're doing and you know how to put it down. You record it, and then you take all the pieces into our main studio, our friend in Warren, and he cuts and pastes and sticks them all together and does his magic, and that's what we end up with. And that's where you decide, do you want to have a little more of this, a little bit more of that? Let's adjust the tone here. Let's spread. Let's come and have it. This instrument come out of a different ear. Let's fade this up and fade this down. We
tried this time just at the very end of our first CD. Jim started getting the software, the Pro Tools, and the really fine microphones. So we recorded, except for one track. We had some technical issues near the end, but we recorded everything at. We call it the Gray Beagle Studio.
Gray Beagle Studio.
Because he had his little.
Oh boy.
He had his little doggy that's on the first one, and so and he's not here anymore. But we did it all there, and then we could just drop it in Dropbox.
Amazing.
To Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown,
yeah. Yeah, Graphite Studios. He did the Bonnie Locke CD that we did, and he did Old Friends.
He's over on Pennsylvania Avenue in Warren, in Warren, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right. So
he's a great man to deal with. I mean, he'll do whatever you want. If you've got the full studio, you want to record that there, you record that there. And in our case, we did almost all of the recording, and we take it to and give it to him there, and then he works on that end.
Nice.
Which certainly for me, it's hard for me to decide, I'm going to go there and I'm going to record this now. Maybe I'm not in the mood to redo it. I'm in the mood now. I'm not going to be in the mood later, let alone vocals.
Well, you're fortunate to be able to do it right at your house there.
It sure is. It sure is handy with the technology where it's getting. There's
more
and more people out there
to do that too.
Well, you can understand why things take a while, because Pro Tools started acting up, and then my poor little violin had to have open heart surgery. The whole top had to come off right in the middle of it all. And it took me months to get it back to where I was just like, I can't play this today. I can't play a tune anymore. And settings all off. So it was really a trying experience, after finally,
Well, good for you. People ask me all the time, do I have a CD? I go, no. I just never got to that point. Maybe someday. I know it's a commitment.
It is. It's a lot. It took us really. We actually started, and then we lost traction in everything we had done. We did over again because we just like, okay.
Well, we're in the same neck of the woods. Come on down sometime. I'll show you what I got.
Absolutely, it'd be fun.
You could record a little track up.
There we go. We could do something. So, what's this? Western New York Celtic Ambassadors.
We didn't say that.
No.
It says it right here.
We've been given that label.
So you've been dubbed the ambassador, Celtic ambassador.
We have been dubbed.
All right, and that was given.
That's really because there's
there's very few of us around.
It's a dry area for that. People don't remember how much they love it.
Oh my gosh!
Till they hear it.
Yeah,
So I think we have to be pushier about. We may have to go play places we really aren't excited about playing and. Get it out there that
people love Celtic music.
They do, and they don't.
Well, they just haven't known about it. The Celtic festival that happens every year. That's done an awful lot to bring people out and enjoy bagpipes and things that they wouldn't have thought they would have before.
Get your fill of them.
Yep. So, how about another song? What's the next
What
one?
do we got? Bonnie Ship? Yeah.
Bonnie Ship.
I love this song.
Yeah.
And you're doing it very much like the original, I think, flavor. Because I was listening to you warm up, and we did a little bit more modern version of it. So I listened to the words you were using, so it's really cool.
Well, I mean, the words go all over the place, and you know, it's another one that you go looking up there and pick whatever verse you want. And if what I read, it involved like 50 ships that were iced in the mid 1800s, and only 17 made it back, or 17 went out and only 50 made it back. I didn't check my notes, but it's one of those that's been around for a very long time. And
well, you know, when I first heard Bonnie Ship the Diamond, it took me like 2 months to realize it was the Bonnie Ship the Diamond. That's the name of the ship, the Diamond. I was like, where was I and all that? So, all right, so let's hear it.
Diamond is a ship, me lads, for Davis Strait she's bound, and the key is all to garnish it with bonny lasses round. Captain Thompson gave the order to sail the ocean wide, where the sun it never sets, me lads, nor darkness dims the sky. So it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, while the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. Along the quay at Peterhead, the lasses stand around, with the shawls all pulled around them and the salt tears running down. Don't you weep me, bonny lass, though you be left behind, for the rose will grow on Greenland's ice before we change our mind. So it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, while the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. Here's a health to the Resolution, likewise Eliza Swan. Here's a health to the Battler of Montrose and the Diamond Ship of Fame. We wear the trousers o' the white and the jackets o' the blue. When we return to Peterhead, we'll hey sweethearts anew. So it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, while the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. It'll be bricks both day and nick when the Greenland lads come hame, with a ship that's full of oil, me lads, and money to our name. We'll make the cradles for to rock and the blankets for to tear, and every lass in Peterhead sing hush-a-bye, my dear. So it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, while the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale. So it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail, while the bonny ship, the Diamond, goes a-fishing for the whale.
To the maritime provinces, and I could see a bunch of old salty sailors clicking beers and all that. Arr, arr. I like that song. Like I said, I did that years ago. That was a fun song. Wow. So you got this gig coming up on December 12th. Tell me about that? The Back Room Radio Hour.
Well, yeah, yeah, I guess I hope I don't screw something up on there, but it is the Backroom Radio Hour. Bill Ward's the host of it, and they put this together. It's a multi-performer event, really amazing how many people that they're going to be squeezing into all of this. It's good. It's a lot of names that are very familiar.
I'll go through the list because you probably don't remember them all.
Some of them, a lot of them, I don't know.
Okay, I know some of them. Well, you got deep fried and dipped in honey. That's I know Sarah's in that group.
Right.
Stan Barton, I know Stan. Carl Lydell, Mark. I apologize if I say Elpa.
Yep.
Adam McKillop, I know. Julie Bessie, I know. John Cross, I know. Amanda Barton has played here. In fact, Bill and Man and I, we did a Christmas special. Actually, it's on our station here throughout the Christmas season. Mark Mincarelli. Mincarelli.
Yeah.
Old Fish. Don't know.
I don't know. I thought that was Adam. I thought Adam was part of Old Fish.
I do not know.
Adam McKillop, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. And then Aaron and Boaz.
Oh, Aaron and the boys. Yeah.
Oh, the boys. It's his.
Aaron and
it's his typing,
Boaz.
not mine.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
reading it.
Aaron and Boaz. They're two.
Is that still Old Fish also? What is that?
They're two probably 12-year-old fiddlers.
Oh,
twins.
cool.
That I tried to figure, does that belong in there or not? But
I
I
don't
think they sort of have it on in some places they don't.
All right, well,
I think it's their abbreviation of official.
Official. Okay.
I'm going by that. But
So there's a variety of people, and this is going to be at the Reg
The new Studio Arts.
from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's a lot of music.
5 to 6 is cocktails.
5 to 6 is cocktail.
I thought the same thing.
Okay.
And then 6 to 8, of course, it'll be all squeezed back down into an hour show somehow.
All right.
For the radio, yeah.
All right, super duper. If people want to hire you, they want your CD, how do they get a hold of you? Do you have a phone number or how to?
We have a Facebook page.
All right, that's important.
And we are working on launching a website.
Okay.
An official website.
So what would be the Facebook page?
Sue Tillotson and Jim Cunningham.
Okay.
relatively easy to find.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's got telephone number and of course messaging, wherever we try to mention things that we're involved in events that are coming up as they are, but that's the
And
best way
we
to get
do
in touch.
weddings. We've done Celtic weddings before.
Nice.
And we love house concerts.
House concerts
we
are great.
really like to do more house concerts.
Yeah, that's nice and easy, and people really.
Yeah.
If they have a place for it, and it's just very laid back, and
We can bring all the things.
all the gizmos.
All the
bring the
things.
U-Haul.
All right, we've got a caller, so let's see what's going on here. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Sue and Jim. I love your music. Oh, I love Celtic music
Well,
anyway.
thank you.
Yes, and my husband used to play the penny whistle, which I gave to him for his birthday, and it was from Ireland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so I just love the Celtic music, and the history is so interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. And it spawned so much of American music, really,
Yes.
when you think about it. So
Yes.
that's great.
Yeah, the bluegrass really, I think, is
Yep.
based a lot upon that, don't you think?
Rockabilly,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of, yeah.
So we do have job openings coming up. I am seeing people in our senior employment program. We also have our computer training, and there are other services, health insurance counseling, and any other kinds of information that you might be interested in, like health care, et cetera, with New York Connects. And the number at the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, which is on the screen now,
Right there.
is 753-4471.
Okay. Or you can check them out on Facebook and
On
for lots of
Facebook,
information.
yes.
Yeah, lots of good
Yes.
stuff on there. All right. So I'll ask you the same question. Are you all ready for Christmas yet or no?
Well, Christmas always comes, whether you're ready for it or not. It's
Good
not
point.
going to hold off because you're not ready. I'm always ready for it because I really appreciate the spiritual element of it, and that's what's most important to me. And letting your people you care about know that that you do care about them.
Right. Well, we were talking about microphones earlier, and I said I'm always just trying to destroy mine, and I just did just that. There we go. I think I'm back on.
Got to keep the.
I step on the cord. That's my problem.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right, Lynn. Well, thanks for calling in, and there's more music to come, so stay tuned.
I'm staying tuned, and I'm enjoying it. Thanks a lot. You have a great weekend.
All right. Here's a little side. You don't know this, maybe. Her grandson is Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys.
Oh my God.
How cool is that?
Wow.
I keep asking her to bring him on the show, but she hasn't.
Yeah.
No.
You've done all you could do.
Yeah, I'm here. I know Nick Carter. So anyways, how about another song? What you got?
Well, we talked about the water horse legend. This is the lullaby of the water horse. I'm playing a different fiddle here. This one is cross-tuned, differently tuned. In Scottish lingo, they would call it a really fancy name, scordatura. So it's similar to...
There will be a test on this.
It's similar to the Saturnian. It's all open in octaves. So... The arrangement on the CD is a little bit fancier or just a little more developed because we actually play the whistle on there. We haven't figured out how to do it live yet, but we're working on it.
Do a soundtrack.
But I feel like I think it's possible. I don't play the fiddle and the whistle do go on by them, together. But we'll figure it out. The lullaby of the water horse.
You put Jim to sleep.
I'm just drifting.
You were drifting. It's an easy one to drift. That's very relaxing. Tell me if it's just me, but it seems like a lot of Celtic music has this drone sound behind it, and it just kind of Jeff said it in the back of my ear. Bagpipe sound, just like.
That's what this would.
I could hear it, and it just sort of like lays down the sound, and then everything else just kind of drops in on top of it.
Well, you'll like the recording because with the whistle, you never know what's going to happen. And I played 3 tracks, and he's listening to them, and he played all 3 of them together for some odd reason, and he said, "Oh my, we need to leave all 3 tracks." It sounds like a bagpipe. So
not far off.
Wasn't the plan, but yeah. So I added the drone, and it does. It sounds like, Anthony's real big into epic, our sound, Enya kind of stuff. So he likes to put it where it's coming from the mountains.
Nice.
So it's really fun.
Well, Jim sent me that track the other day, and he didn't tell me, well, because he said, do you want to play this next song that we're going to do? And I said, oh, absolutely. And then he sent me another song. So I'm listening to this, and I pull out the guitar, and I'm trying to figure out what key it is and stuff. So I wrote back to him. I said, is it A and E or something like that? And he says, he said, we're not playing that. Just who's doing it alone. He says, I don't even play it. I go, oh, well, he didn't tell me that part.
Could have saved me some woodshedding.
So funny.
Have to give you a conniption to try to figure out.
Oh, anyways. So
well, for our listener, we got the penny whistle here, the one that called in. So.
All right. So, Linda, we'll play this song for you.
Yeah.
So, who's going to introduce this? Jim, tell us about this song.
I'll introduce this. We called Star of the County Down, and I've always known it as, I originally knew it as a waltz, and a very, very, very pretty and can be done very beautifully. And I rarely do pretty. And I've heard a version of it that like we do, which I heard referred to as a walking song. And there's a good tune to have in your head when you're trying to get someplace in a reasonable period of time. So I tend to do more of a plodding version of it. And we were thinking of something that you could join us on here. So
because I'm a plotter.
Oh, way to go. You dropped right into that one, Jim.
So we'll just...
But this is exactly the style of music I play, so it was perfect. So this is Star of the County Down. A young man's walking down the street, and he sees this girl, falls madly in love with her, and that's the rest of the story, right?
As young men are wont to do. Banbridge town in the county down one morning last July. From the pouring green came a sweet calling, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so neat from her two bare feet to the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, sure I scratched myself just to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry's Cave and Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met in the county down. As she onward sped, sure I scratched my head and I looked with a feeling rare. And I said, says I, to a passer-by, who's that maid with the nut brown hair? He smiled at me and he said, says he, that's a gem of old Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McGann from the banks of the Bann, she's a star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry's Cay and Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down. At the Harvest Fair, surely she'll be there, so I'll dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right for a smile from the nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow was a rust-colored brown, till smiling bright from my own fireside is the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry's Cay and Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry's Cay and from Galway to Dublin town. No maid I've seen like the brown colleen that I met at the county down.
A session right here on Chautauqua Sunrise. Thank you.
We got applause from the studio audience. You too can be a member of the studio audience.
And the crown went wild. There you go. I keep looking for that on YouTube. I don't find that.
Backstory on that song is that Will takes great pleasure in speeding that song up on me when we do it, and I have to sing it about another 20% faster, and he takes great delight in that. So, all right. So one more time, you have a new CD out called Water Horse, and it is available, and you can go to your Facebook to get a hold of it. Is it anywhere else you can get a hold of it?
Yes, it's for sale at the Writers Cup Coffee Shop in Lakewood.
Okay.
And that's it for now.
All right. So, and keep me posted. We'll be happy to announce that. So we're
appreciate
getting down like 3.5 minutes here. So, any place else that we want to know that you'll be playing, or you're open right now? It's a quiet season right now.
It's a quiet season.
We're playing at the Ligonier Highland Games in September again.
Okay.
And we'll do the Mayville, I'm assuming we'll do the Mayville Festival again. But right now we're waiting for all you folks to call us and book up.
Book you.
Yeah, take your tape measure to your living room.
I don't think we have time for the kiss. It's a 4-minute song, so.
We'll do it afterwards so you can hear it.
You want to do the, real quick, do the Christmas one?
Sure.
All right.
Get that sit turn out again?
All right. So tell us what's the name of this one, Sue.
Well, it's just 2 Christmas songs. I Saw 3 Ships. And,
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And Christmas in Killarney.
We did I Saw 3 Ships at that holiday
Yeah.
get-together. So, all
We
right.
did too. We did this actual set.
Did you?
Yeah, we did. You copycat.
I played it on mandolin.
That's the one where I bumped my peg. And
that's where I knocked that microphone all over the place. So this is going to take us out. So folks, you've been listening to the music of Sue Tillotson and Jim Cunningham. They have their new CD out, Water Horse. So you got to take an opportunity to go get it, because it sounds just as good as it does here.
Can you remember just to do 2 times on Killarney?
So here's some Christmas music for you.
I guess
and
we'll find out.
They're going to take us out, I think. It should last about 2 minutes. So here we go.
You okay?
I think that's the right key, sir. There you go.
I know this. I know this.
I would have been out for that.
Take care. I'm Doc Hamels, and we'll see you next Saturday right here on Chautauqua Sunrise at 9 a.m. Sue Tillotson and Jim Cunningham in the house. Catch them on their new CD, Waterhouse. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Awesome. Love that.
Time it right?
You couldn't have timed it any better.
Well, I'm looking.